So this is the month of Kartik, the month of Damodar. It's a very auspicious month, and it's doubly auspicious because it's also Gopa Astami. It's the day Krishna comes of age and now becomes in the age of Poganda, 6 to 10 years age. And he's now for the first time going to be able to take the cows out for herding. Previously, he was only able to take the calves out for herding. And now he's going to be able to take the cows. So there's a huge ceremony in Vrindavan of Nandamaj and the cowherd boys arranging for Krishna. And there are many wonderful pastimes related to this. One amazing pastime is the night before the ceremony. Everyone is excited that Krishna is going to herd the cows now. Mother Yashoda came to Krishna with a pair of sandals, which she came to give Krishna as a gift, because he's going to go into the forest and there may be stones and thorns. So in order to protect Krishna's feet, she gave him some sandals. And Krishna, because he loves cows, he told Mother Yashoda that he will only accept the gift if she can provide 900,000 pairs times 2 for the cows. So Mother Yashoda said, how can I provide for all your cows? And Krishna said, well, if you can't provide for my cows, because my cows are also going to go out, they're also going to go barefoot. So then I don't want your gift. She even gave an umbrella. And Krishna said the same thing. If you don't give me 900,000 umbrellas, I'm not interested. So he refused the gift of his mother for the love of the cows. When the cows heard this news, they were so touched by Krishna's love that that night they went out knowing that next day Krishna is going to go into the forest with them. They went throughout Vrindavan, and whole night they were going around and smashing all the rocks and even the sand, stones to dust particles. How many of you have been to Vrindavan? So you've been to Vrindavan. How's the sand there? Yeah, it is extremely soft. It's even softer than beach sand. And this is because all the cows, they did the service in reciprocating Krishna's love. Then when the ceremony was happening, only men folks, the Gopas, were involved. So only the Gopas were allowed to come. And in the ceremony, also Krishna and the cowherd boys, generally only the cowherd boys would go. But Srimati Radhavani and the cowherd girls, they also wanted to be part of this whole ceremony and also going out to see Krishna first time herding the cows. So they decided we have to make a plan. So Srimati Radhavani, she looks, or you could say Subal, looks very much like Srimati Radhavani, her brother. So what Srimati Radhavani did was she asked her brother, Subal, give me some of your clothes. So Subal very happily gave her dhoti, chadda, turban. So we can see Srimati Radhavani, she dresses herself as a cowherd boy, Subal. And she, and also the other cowherd girls, they also dressed like that, and then they all went out. So this was Gopastami, nice celebration of the cows, honoring the cows. And in India, especially in Vrindavan, it's a huge ceremony, huge festival. They go to clean the Goshala, feed the cows, decorate the cows, honor the cows, because the cow is very dear to Krishna. Then it's also the disappearance day of Srila Gadadhar Das Goswami, Srila Dhananjaya Pandit, and Srila Srinivas Acharya. Them. Srila Gadadhar Goswami, He was one of Lord Nityananda's chief preachers in Bengal. He influenced countless of sinners and atheists to take part in the Sankirtan movement. And Srila Dhananjaya Pandit took part in many of Lord Chaitanya's kirtans, pastimes in Navadvip. On the order of Lord Chaitanya, he traveled widely and preached Krishna consciousness. He is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita as being amongst the intimate servants of Lord Nityananda. And then Srila Srinivas Acharya was a member of the party that first brought the books of the 6 Goswamis from Vrindavan to Bengal and Orissa. He converted the king, Birahambira, to the Vaishnava religion and helped organize the first Gaur festival celebrating the birth anniversary of Lord Chaitanya in Keturi. So these are great associates of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, who is Krishna and Balaram, who appeared 500 years ago. So we mentioned that this month is very auspicious. And in scripture, this month is glorified. It's a very special month because Krishna, everyone, if you analyze everyone in this world, wants love and wants to reciprocate with love. And everybody wants to be recipients of compassion, of mercy, in whatever form. If a wealthy man, let's say there's an extremely wealthy man staying opposite the road. He's so wealthy, he doesn't know what to do with his wealth. So he decides, okay, today's Gopastami. Whoever comes, I'm going to give them an envelope with some huge amount of Lakshmi. How many people will he get? Yeah, millions of people, right? Who's going to say, no, I don't want any mercy in the form of Lakshmi? No, we all want Lakshmi, right? Getting Lakshmi is also a form of receiving mercy. Because Lakshmi Devi is the supreme energy of Narayan, the goddess of wealth. So getting anything from the Lord is the mercy of Krishna. Mercy means that we're receiving something we don't deserve. Consider a prisoner who's in prison. Will he be able to come and get this envelope? Would he love to? Can he? No. So why can't he come and get the envelope? Not a trick question. Because he's in prison. He's bound. And why is he in prison? Because for some offense he committed. So he's not eligible for mercy in this form. Similarly, we also are in prison. We're in the prison of Durga. Durga Dam's prison. The material universe is a prison house. So we're also imprisoned. The world of freedom is in the spiritual world. And today we're going to cover some pastimes that happens in the world of freedom. But we're also bound, we also caged, we also transgressed some of the laws of God, and we also committed some offense. Therefore, we're also imprisoned. And just as a prison has a prison suit, we also have a prison suit. We don't have a number, but we do have a prison suit. We got an Indian prison suit, a black prison suit, a white prison suit. So we have a prison suit. Now consider, if we are imprisoned, there should be certain restrictions that we don't get, or restrictions that, the Lord would not provide to us. But the Lord is so compassionate, even to those who are prisoners, He will provide. Consider, we rejected the Lord, yet He still provides all the facilities we need. Do we need air to survive in this world? Do we need water to survive in this world? Do we need fruits and vegetables to survive in this world? Yes. So we require all these things, yet the Lord is providing that even though we decided to leave Him. So this month is very special because the Lord wants to give mercy. The Lord wants to give Him or give us more and more mercy so that we can come closer to Him. In the Skanda Puran, it's explained between a dialogue between Brahma and Narad Muni that this month of Kartik is very dear to Krishna because it is Srimati Radharani's month. When one offers a lamp during the month of Kartik, his sins of many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. So just by offering that lamp to the Lord during this month, just by blinking, get a half a blink, thousands and millions of births of sins of births have basically vanished. And you require no qualification to get this type of mercy, this type of benediction, just by offering a lamp. Therefore, for 30 days, devotees every day. So let's say this wealthy man next door, he says, okay, from 6 to 7, whoever comes, you get your envelope. But we're going to do it for 30 days. What's going to happen 6 to 7 tomorrow? Yeah, there'll be another queue, right? And the next day there'll be another queue. And in fact, there'll be a queue. So what's going to happen? People are going to say, what time must I come? As early as possible so I can get first in the queue. So every month or every day, we take the opportunity to offer a lamp. Every day we want mercy from the Lord so that we can become purified. And when we become purified, just like a prisoner who purifies his consciousness, who rectifies his mentality, is able to come out of the prison. Similarly, if we are able to rectify our consciousness, we are able to come out of this prison. Right now, the only reality we see is what we perceive with our material eyes. But there's another reality. And deep within, everyone knows that there's another reality. And this reality that we, living in is really not substantial. I have one colleague at work. He's not a spiritualist. He's like a super brain in terms of an IQ. He's got a extremely high IQ, even though the doctors call it a medical condition. Interesting, they call it that he's like sick because his brain is is like a super brain because his brain functions faster than normal and he cannot stop thinking. So if you ask him a question, he can analyze that question from so many perspectives that you would even think, wow, where did that come from? So I would discuss with him about life. And even though he's not a spiritualist, he, from his own experience, he said, all my friends, they're all working so hard and they're all stressed. And he says, he understands just from looking at his friends, even from his own life, he understands there's something more to life than just this. Because we're working and working and working and working, and yet we're really not happy. We stressed out every single day. And then he said, I think we somewhere in like the Matrix movie. There's a red pearl and a green pearl, and we haven't figured out something, but I think we're in the Matrix. There must be something out there. And there is something out there. It's the spiritual world. It's Krishna and his devotees, where we actually belong. Of all gifts, the gift of a lamp during the month of Kartik is the best. No gift is its equal. For the Lord, a gift this month. consider who the Lord is. And let's go back to our friend opposite. Let's say during this month that he's giving some money. And you want to buy him a gift. And he's a multi-trillionaire. He's got half a dozen houses, half a dozen cars, half a dozen everything. What are you going to buy him? It's very difficult to buy him a gift. He said the best way to buy someone who's extremely wealthy a gift is don't buy a gift for him. Buy a gift for his child. Because when his child is happy, then you'll be happy. So Krishna, he owns all the wealth, all the fame, all the beauty, all the renunciation, all the knowledge, all the power. What you going to give him? What's a comparable gift, a significant gift that you can give the Lord? Krishna, I bought you a golden throne. He's got Vaikuntha. The golden throne is insignificant. But it's explained that in this month, a simple lamp is the most precious gift you can give Krishna. So we want to take advantage. Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, when he was in Juhu, one day, regularly at 7 o'clock, before 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, Srila Prabhupada would go on a morning walk. And regularly he would go on morning walks, and devotees would go with him on the morning walks. So one day, Srila Prabhupada went on the morning walk, and on the path that he took, there were many bystanders or visitors that were tourists that were going past. And that day, Srila Prabhupada started greeting the people that were passing him by saying good morning. Now, Prabhupada is dressed as a saintly person. He's got his followers there. And Prabhupada is addressing all these people that are passing by. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, usually when we walk like this and somebody greets, how do we greet? Hare Krishna. But this morning, Prabhupada was saying good morning, good morning. So when they came back to the temple, one devotee, he asked Srila Prabhupada during a question-answer session, that Swamiji Prabhupada, today when you went out and walk, you were greeting everyone, good morning, good morning. And usually you say Hare Krishna, but this time you're saying good morning to everyone. What was the reason? And Prabhupada did not answer the question. And amidst the assembly, there was also Dr. Patel. Dr. Patel, Mr. Patel, he was very talkative. And he usually would comment, but this time also he didn't comment. So the next day, the devotees went out, same time, on the morning walk. But this time, the same people that were walking past Prabhupada, they greeted Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, Namaste, Hare Krishna, Jai Radhe, Radhe Shyam. And the devotee who asked that question, he realized what had happened. So then they came in the evening, Prabhupada told the devotee, so now you got your answer? And Mr. Patel said, Prabhupada, you're amazing. So here Prabhupada showed, within one day, what had happened. There was a transformation. Prabhupada greeted the people, and that favorability was created. By them seeing the saintly person greeting them, naturally they said, oh, nice saintly person. And just by thinking, nice saintly person, they increased their spiritual bank account. It's called a Gyata Sukriti, unknown devotional credits. And by increasing the unknown devotional credits, the next day they were able to respond more spiritually. So that's what the Lord is doing. By offering a candle, by glorifying the Lord, by any devotional practice in this age or in this time, we're increasing our spiritual bank account. Okay, and this way we'll be able to understand more and enter into the Lord's amazing pastimes. So that was just a small introduction. We'll now get into this specific pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna. Okay, we can repeat the invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we'll read the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:19. This is the 10th canto. Swamuta Swina Gatraya Vishrashta Kaparashraja Parashurama Krishna Kripaya Sita Swabandhane. So in the verse to verse, or in the verse, few words that are important we're going to discuss. Drishtva Parashurama Krishna. Here, the Lord, so the pastime, we're going to go into the middle of the pastime. Krishna performs some mischievous activity of breaking the pots of yogurt. Mother Yashoda chases, tries to punish Krishna or rectify Krishna by chastising him that he shouldn't perform any mischief as a small kid. And she catches Krishna. She then tries to bind Krishna around a grinding mortar with some ropes. And at this point, Sukadeva Goswami is now narrating what is happening. So the translation, because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration, and flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So, Drishtva Parishrama Krishna. Krishna saw, Drishtva means see, Parishrama, her endeavor and her perspiration, and Swabandhane, he was bound, or he became bound, he bound himself. Prabhupada in the purport says, Mother Yashoda, when Mother Yashoda and the other ladies finally saw that Krishna, although decorated with many bangles and other jeweled ornaments, could not be bound with all the ropes available in the house, they decided that Krishna was so fortunate that he could not be bound by any material condition. Thus, they gave up the idea of binding him. But in competition between Krishna and his devotee, Krishna sometimes agrees to be defeated. Thus, Krishna's internal energy, Yoga Maya, was brought to work, and Krishna agreed to be bound by Mother Yashoda. So the word that Sukadeva Goswami uses here is Swabandhane. Swabandhane, Sukadeva Goswami doesn't say Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda. Sukadeva Goswami, who's narrating this pastime, says that Krishna tied himself. And there's different reasons why. One is you can only tie God or bind Krishna when Krishna desires. We know this, the rope was 2 fingers too short. And 1 finger is Krishna's mercy. So only when Krishna desires, when God desires, then they can be a result. We find in all the scriptures it's explained, like in the Bible, in the Quran, that not a leaf falls without the sanction of Allah. The Vedas describe not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of Krishna. So without Krishna's sanction, he could not be bound. So that's Swabandhane. Another reason is Krishna, the Lord does not see Mother Yashoda separate from him. So Krishna, the devotee and the Lord are very intimately connected because their desires are one, they're very intimately connected. So Krishna didn't see Mother Yashoda as separate from him. Therefore, when Mother Yashoda was binding, it was actually Krishna binding himself. love of Mother Yashoda. Now, should be why. Why did Mother Yashoda tie the Lord to the grinding mortar? To punish him? But why did she not use a pillar? Or just bind his legs and feet together? Why did she bind him to the grinding mortar?
Because the Lord knew that he had a pastime and he had to liberate two souls, so he desired that she tied.
Okay, so that was one reason. Krishna knew that he had to liberate Manigriva and Nalukuvera, the two trees. So then he made sure that he needed something, and the grinding mortar was going to serve the Lord in that capacity. Yeah, but Mother Yashoda didn't know. So the reason. So where's Krishna sitting? On the mortar. So Mother Yashoda, when she came and saw Krishna feeding the monkeys butter, sitting on a grinding mortar, Mother Yashoda, oh, so you the culprit also, huh? You helping Krishna? Don't worry, we'll sort you also out. So when she got the rope to bind Krishna, then she thought, okay, who should I bind Krishna? What should I bind Krishna to? That mortar was the culprit also, helping Krishna. Okay, we're going to bind Krishna to the grinding mortar. So this is why the grinding mortar was used. Now, every morning in Vrindavan is the spiritual world. And it's described that just as we leave the spiritual world and come to this material world, great souls like Jesus, Muhammad, Srila Prabhupada, saintly people, they also leave the spiritual world and come to the material world to teach us how to live in this world but not be of this world. And the Supreme Lord, he also regularly comes to this world in different forms. And it's explained that his old spiritual abode also descends, called Vrindavan or Mayapur. And the same pastimes that are happening in the spiritual world are enacted here so that we can hear those pastimes and develop an attachment to these pastimes. So in Vrindavan, every morning when the residents, when the gopis, when they wake up, just like most people when they get, in the morning, they wake up in the morning, they get dressed. And very often the first thing they do is get the newspaper, daily news. See what's going on today. So in Vrindavan also, why do people in the material world want daily news? Because in the spiritual is also the same desire. They want daily news. But here there's daily news about everything and everyone besides Krishna. It's all about the suffering of this world. This person got shot today, and that person got kidnapped, and that person got rowed over, and that person got hijacked. In the spiritual world, everyone gets up and they all want the daily news of what's going on at Nanda Maharaj's house. What's happening today at Krishna's house? So they want daily news. And the news slowly filtered to the gopis. And in fact, it's still going on. Krishna broke the yogurt pots. He was feeding yogurt to the monkeys. And Mother Yashoda is trying to bind him. So all the gopis, excitedly, they wanted to see what's going on. Fresh news. They wanted to see with their own eyes. And they come on the scene where Mother Yashoda is binding Krishna. All the gopas, all the coward boys, all the friends, and all the gopis, they all come and they sing Krishna. Live news. So the gopis, they come and they sing Mother Yashoda is binding Krishna. And the rope is 2 fingers too short. So then she tells her maidservants, bring more rope. So they bring more rope. She makes the ropes longer, tries to put the ropes around, brings the two rope pieces together, 2 fingers too short. Get more rope, tries to bring the 2 pieces together, 2 fingers too short. Then she tells the gopis, get your ropes. So they also bring the ropes. They give it to Mother Yashoda, still 2 fingers too short. Every gopi is bringing more and more ropes and still 2 fingers too short. We described the 2 fingers too short means in any endeavor, you need 2 fingers. One is your effort and the other is Krishna's mercy. You could put your effort as much as you want, but if you don't have God's mercy, it's not going to manifest. You can have God's mercy, but if you don't put the effort, it's not going to manifest. Now, while this is happening, the gopis, they tell Mother Yashoda, I don't think it's in Krishna's destiny that he's going to be tied. Forget the idea. Because they can see she's trying and trying. And maybe okay after 1 try, 2 tries you carry on, 3 tries. How many ropes did Nanda Maharaj have in his house alone? At least 900,000. Okay, because at least 900,000 cows. And they use the rope to tie the cows to the pegs. So there were plenty of ropes. And all the ropes from Vrindavan were slowly gathered. So the gopis, they're telling Mother Yashoda, I don't think it's in Krishna's destiny to be tied. So don't worry. Then, and this was encouraging Mother Yashoda, that even if it's not in his destiny, I will bind him no matter what. The gopis, they also told Mother Yashoda that, see, Krishna's friends are here. Do you think he's going to allow himself to be embarrassed, to be tied to the grinding mortar? He's not going to allow it. Therefore, he's not going to get bound. But Krishna, he had other plans why he wasn't getting bound. One reason why Krishna wasn't getting bound is because Krishna wanted to go back on Mother Yashoda's lap. We know that when Mother Yashoda was churning butter in the morning, Krishna wanted to drink her milk and he went onto her lap to be breastfed. So Krishna also, he wanted to go back on Mother Yashoda's lap. And while this is happening, Krishna climbs, because she's trying to tie Krishna, right? So Krishna is not bound yet. So what Krishna does, he walks to Mother Yashoda's lap and climbs right up on her lap, close to her chest. You can see she's, in this picture, Krishna is practically, like on Mother Yashoda's lap. And Krishna, as he goes, his desire was to hear something. So as Krishna goes onto Mother Yashoda's lap, he smells beautiful scent, aguru scent. That scent of aguru was coming from Mother Yashoda's perspiration. We perspire, we need to use perfume. Mother Yashoda was perspiring, that perspiration was fragrant like aguru. But Krishna had another amazing reason why he wanted to go close to Mother Yashoda. He wanted to hear the kirtan of Mother Yashoda. Because he was thinking, my devotees, they're always chanting my glories. And Mother Yashoda, she's also a great devotee. So she's also regularly chanting. And she was chanting in the morning and I got attracted. So I also want to hear the chanting. So Krishna puts his head next to Mother Yashoda's chest, and he hears her heartbeat. And he hears her kirtan. She wasn't audibly chanting, but her heart was still chanting Krishna's glories. And this time, the melody was a little different. In the morning, the melody was with love. Now the melody is with love and anger. Okay, it's a mixture of, you could say, spiritual anger and divine love. Because Mother Yashoda is angry with Krishna. So Krishna wanted to hear this melody. And then the perspiration from Mother Yashoda's hair that was dropping was falling at Krishna's feet. and begging Krishna, can't you see Mother Yashoda is endeavoring so hard? Please, please be bound. Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. For how long was Mother Yashoda trying to bind Krishna? This pastime of Mother Yashoda binding Krishna happened on Diwali, on Diwali day. Okay, so on Diwali day, from the morning, Mother Yashoda, early in the morning, she tried to bind Krishna. And it's described that for 12 hours, from sunrise to sunset, Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. Whole day. So this is one lesson we can learn from this pastime is determination. She's trying to bind Krishna and she's not giving up. If we want the Lord's mercy, if we want the Lord's reciprocation, we also have to be as determined as Krishna, as Krishna's mother, Mother Yashoda, that we will not give up and we will keep endeavoring. Endeavored practically the whole day, right, to bind Krishna. And while this was happening, Mother Yashoda faced 3 obstacles in this service. So she's trying to bind Krishna, and there were 3 obstacles that Mother Yashoda, as a devotee who's trying to bind the Lord with her love, experienced 3 obstacles: exhaustion and criticism. She's endeavoring for 12 hours. She's completely exhausted. And then the residents of Vrindavan, they sing, all the gopis are there, that this is not working. Not once, not twice, so many times, you're failing. Right? Forget the idea. And then they're criticizing Mother Yashoda. What are you trying to do? Forget the idea. So in our service to the Lord, in any service, we will also experience these 3 things. Now, we're chanting Hare Krishna. So why are we chanting Hare Krishna every day? To please Krishna. Now we're chanting for 2.5 hours every single day to please Krishna. Is Krishna pleased? Or do we still have to carry on chanting? So we've been, let's say we've been chanting now. How many years are you chanting now? 30 years, 34 years, 35 years, and you still have to keep chanting. And it's like the result is not happening. I have to go for Mangalarti every single day. Isn't it like 1 year enough, or 2 years enough, or 3 years enough? So it seemed like I'm endeavoring in this process of spiritual life, doing so many things, reading, chanting, going for Mangalarti, doing service. I'm practically getting exhausted doing these things. And it seems like there's no result. It seems like I'm failing. Like most people, devotees will say, I've been practicing for so long and nothing seems to be happening. So it seems like they're failing. And then when they fail, then what the family members do? They criticize. See, I told you. It's a waste of time to be a devotee. Don't know why you want to be a devotee. Right? So you can sit here if you want. So in this way, we find that just as Mother Yashoda was experiencing exhaustion, failure, and criticism, we also in our practice of spiritual life will have to go through the same experiences. But what did Mother Yashoda do? She persevered and never gave up. What should we do? Persevere and never give up. Right? Because the result, we should endeavor. That's our only effort. That's the only thing we can do. And the result is up to Krishna. When God decides, okay, then the result will be there. And we know in this pastime, eventually Krishna gives in. And he's bound by the love. So this Sanskrit word, Drishtva Parishram Krishna. Krishna is going to see how much you are Parashurama, how much you are endeavoring. Pari means from all angles, in every way, at all times. Srama means effort. So Krishna is seeing how Mother Yashoda is Parashurama. She's endeavoring, right? So she's trying to bind Krishna. She could have got that rope and say, oh, can't bind Krishna. Okay, forget it. She got all the rope in her house, tied it and bound Krishna. Oh, it didn't work. Then what she said, I'm not giving up. Gopis, get all your ropes. So like that, in our endeavor, we may endeavor, but we should endeavor in all angles, in all ways, at all times. That's the word pari, emphasis. Like parivrajak acharya, that person who flies all over. Or paritrag, giving up all, renouncing everything. Parivartan, complete transformation in every way. Or pariprashna, inquiring in all different ways. Okay? So in this way, Mother Yashoda endeavored completely, Parashurama, in all. Similarly, we also, in our journey to get the Lord, to become attracted to the Lord, we have to endeavor in every way to please the Lord. How many wheels are used to build Lord Jagannath's chariot? So Lord Jagannath's chariots, generally the center one. How many wheels are used to build Lord Jagannath's chariot? Not the ones in Gauteng, the ones in India. Anyone? It's definitely not 4. How many wheels? 16 wheels. Why 16 wheels? Everything that happens in the Lord's pastimes for the Lord's pleasure has a reason. Nothing happens haphazardly. So why 16 wheels? Because there are 16 main energies of God. And these 16 energies of God, they all are involved in the Lord's pastimes. So when Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna, for example, there's the unlimited potency of God, the omnipotent, like we say God is omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, right? So if he's omnipresent, what does it mean? So if he's everywhere, can he be bound? Because if he's bound, that means you're confining a certain space and he can't be everywhere. So this energy, this all-pervasive energy of Krishna, one of the 16 energies, was conflicting with this pastime. That hold on, this energy was, in fact, all the 16 energies were going through a discussion. That's why it was taking a long time. They were debating. Because Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna, and this energy, this omniscient energy thing, wait. Mother Yashoda cannot bind Krishna because if she binds Krishna, Krishna is limited. And God is unlimited. So in this way, there was contradictions, one after another. And one of the energies of God is called the mercy energy, Kripa Shakti. Another energy is Kala Shakti. So all different Shaktis are there. So this Kripa Shakti is described, she was the one energy against all the other energies. So all the other energies, they debating with Kripa Shakti that nope, Mother Yashoda cannot bind. Nope, Mother Yashoda cannot bind because of these different reasons. And Kripa Shakti is saying nope, Mother Yashoda will bind. And when Krishna looked at Mother Yashoda's an effort, Parashurama, her endeavor, this Kripa Shakti swelled up in his heart more and more because his heart melted that Mother Yashoda is endeavoring so much. I'm making my mother endeavor so much. I cannot allow this. And this energy of mercy allowed Mother Yashoda to bind Krishna. Then Krishna is bound. Mother Yashoda finally said, "Phew, that was like mission accomplished. The impossible became possible." You could imagine, right? It's practically sunset. Mother Yashoda finally binds Krishna. She's totally exhausted. And on Deepavali day, what you do? What do you do on Diwali? You light lamps? You celebrate, right? But from the morning, what's happened in the house? Commotion. There's yogurt everywhere. Krishna broke the yogurt pots. He messed the whole house. So Krishna had the plan that, I want all the gopis to come today and they must clean my house. So when Mother should have bound Krishna and mission accomplished, then she told all the gopis, okay, now we need to go into the house and clean. We all go, let's go. So they all went into the house to start cleaning. And they're busy cleaning Krishna's house. Now Krishna is there, he's bound. And he's got his friends there. So now his friends come to him and say, "Oh, Krishna, just see. We never got bound. You're such a mischievous boy. You got bound. You look so sad." They started mocking Krishna. We do small naughty things, but just see what you did. You like super naughty. So now they, talking to Krishna, they're trying to aggravate Krishna, make Krishna feel more sorry. And Madhu Mangal, one of Krishna's friends, he comes on. He's there. He only knows one thing: how to eat. So he's saying, wait, what y'all doing now? Poor Krishna. From the morning till the evening, Madhusha was trying to bind Krishna. He missed his 3 meals. You all chatting here, Krishna missed his 3 meals. And Krishna said, yes. Now you all should feed me. And Madhu Mangal said, what feed you? Krishna said, yes. What y'all talking? All the gopis, all the policemen, they're here. They're in my house. Nobody's by your house. And it's Diwali. So what's at home? All the treats, all the sweets. Madhu Mangal said, hey, we didn't even think of that. Now we don't need to worry about, the gopis, watching Krishna is coming to steal. They said, hey, this is amazing. Right? So he said, please go. So he sent all the cowboys to get all the sweets, all the yogurt, everything from all the houses, and said, bring everything. Free reign. They bought everything from all the houses, and they had a picnic. Krishna is bound. Mother Yashoda is thinking he's getting punished, and here Krishna, he's enjoying nice laddu, nice sweet, all the Diwali feast preparations. Madhu Mangal is in ecstasy. They're all having a feast of their lifetime. Krishna arranged this pastime to teach a very important lesson to the cowboys and to us. So they were so excited. They, you can imagine everyone's there. They got the best preparations, right? This was like the easiest thievery ever. No anxiety, just take everything and come, because everyone is busy at Krishna's place. And they're feeding Krishna and they're enjoying this amazing pastime. Then it so happened that after this pastime, from the next day, when the cowboys were at home, it's described that that in each house, the gopis, they cooked, then they brought their child, the gopas. So let's say in one house, the gopi is there, she calls the son, come, time for breakfast. And the gopa said, no, I don't want to eat. He says, why? He says, not as fun as eating with Krishna. I want to eat with Krishna. So then the mother said, okay, no problem. We'll make a plate for Krishna. Right? Here's a seat for Krishna. We make a plate for Krishna. So you just think Krishna is next to you. He's eating, and now you can eat. So they made a plate for Krishna. They put a spoon for Krishna. And now the cowboy is very happy. My Krishna is going to be sitting next to me, and I'm going to be eating. And amazing things started happening. While the gopis were filling Krishna's plate and then the cowboy's plate, all of a sudden, the plate started to the food preparations on the plate started to disappear. And Krishna manifested next to the cowboy and started speaking to the cowboy. And the mother could not see. All she could see was plate, stool, empty stool, but plate things are getting missing, disappearing. But she can't see Krishna is personally sitting there and speaking to the cowboy. This was going on in every home. And since this day, every day, no cowboy would eat without first offering to Krishna and Krishna sitting and eating with them. This is why we first offer everything first to Krishna for his pleasure. So Krishna wanted to give the cowboys this experience of eating with him. And being always with the gopas. That's why you find in every pastime when there's prasad, Krishna, you first eat. Then we'll eat. Because their pleasure is to feed Krishna. So like this, there are many other wonderful pastimes that continue. We will end here. That just by glorifying these pastimes, by hearing these pastimes, we may not be attached to Krishna, or we may not know Krishna. But simply by hearing these pastimes, our spiritual bank account is getting increase. There's an increase. There's a transcendental deposit happening. And you have no idea. You may not even be interested, but your bank account is getting there's deposits. It's like someone goes to America. Let's say one of your relatives go to America, and you attach to that relative. So what you do is you deposit into the relative's account every month. And let's say the relative doesn't look at their bank accounts. But after 10 years, they go into their account and they see a huge deposit. They say, where did this come from? All of a sudden. So it's like that. Any spiritual activity that we do at any time, but specifically during this month, whether it's glorifying the Lord, whether it's serving the Lord, whether it's offering a lamp to the Lord, or it's hearing his glories, there's deposits. And in the beginning, you're not interested. But just like, a Sita would invite the family members, and then you get your deposits. And now, we'll have a little kirtan, then we'll feed you, so you get more deposits. And like that, it may happen after a few days, it may happen after a few months, it may happen after a few lifetimes. Okay, so this keeps happening over a duration of time. It all depends on individual situations. Like when Prabhupada showed, because he's a pure devotee, when people greet him, that type of devotional credits is large, right? Because Prabhupada is a great exalted soul. So like that, over some time, what will happen is slowly from not being interested, you'll start to think, I like to know more about God. I like to find out who is God. Whether, is God really there? Who is he? So you become more curious. So now you become closer to learning more about God. Then more and more deposits happen. Then you want to read and study about God. More and more deposits happen. Then you want to start glorifying God through chanting his names. You want to follow God's instructions. You want to follow Bhagavad Gita. You want to follow Krishna's advice. And more devotional credits. To render service to Krishna. And you want to actually surrender to Krishna. And more credits. And as this process happens, you become more and more purified to the degree that we come to the level, or at least we use Mother Yashoda as an example, that we want to come to the level where we simply do everything for the pleasure of Krishna. And Krishna is not interested in anything material. There's only one thing that Krishna is interested in. There's only one thing that God is interested in, is our love. And this is what this whole month and this pastime is specifically about. It's Mother Yashoda's love. And this is why many devotees all over the world, they like this pastime, because it really shows the power of love in binding and controlling God. That even the Supreme Lord, all his qualities become subdued, all his majesty becomes subdued by the power of love. In fact, when Krishna was bound, Balaram with Mata Rohini went to Upananda's place for another festival. So when Balaram came on the scene, Krishna's elder brother, he was upset. He manifested his supreme position as the first incarnation of Krishna. And he roared, who has bound the source of all creation? Who dare do this? To bind the supreme personality of Godhead? I will personally punish them. Yashoda was busy cleaning, and she heard Balram's voice. Who was making that sound? Who was screaming like that? She took the stick. She came out. Who's that screaming like that? It's me, Balaram. What's wrong with let me repeat it. Who's bound the supreme creation, the creator of all things? Who? The supreme creator of all things? Who you? So I am the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And Mother Yashoda said, who told all your incarnations to come take birth in my house? It's like, who, what incarnation talking? Why must they take birth in my house? You see the stick. I sorted Krishna and I'll sort you out also. And just by a power of a love, Balaram also got completely subdued. So the power of supremacy compared to the power of love. Love overpowers supremacy, majesty. Just like in Ramayana, when Bharat and Ram is there, Lord Ram was dutiful in fulfilling the vow of his father. And Bharat, he had love for Lord Ram. And there in that pastime, love supersedes or power or excels duty. In this pastime, love supersedes and excels supremacy. And in conclusion, Prabhupada gives the pastime to illustrate that sometimes if you look at a parent compared to a child, who's supreme? Who's senior? The parent, right? So generally the child will look at the parent, the father, with some respect. But due to love, the father can become subordinate to the child. And Prabhupada gave the example of the lawyer. One person wanted to have an appointment with the lawyer. So he went to the workplace where the father, who was a lawyer, was working. And he comes to the secretary and he tells the secretary, I have an appointment, I'd like to see the lawyer. And the secretary said, just wait for a few minutes, he'll be finished just now. So the person waited and waited and waited. And he was wondering, what's the lawyer up to? It's taking so much time, the appointment is going. And the door was a little open. So he was so curious. So he looked into the office, through the office door, to see what the lawyer was up to. And he noticed the lawyer was in the office, on his knees, acting like a horse, with his kid on his back. And the kid was saying, "Giddy up, daddy, giddy up, giddy up, giddy up." So this big lawyer, he was acting like a horse, totally subservient to the child, for pleasure. So Krishna, even the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was the source of everything, the power of everything. He's completely subdued and is performing his child pastimes because of love. Shri Shri Vada Damodara ki jai. Any questions or comments? Anyone else? So the question is, why is the last 5 days of Kartik very, very significant? So if somebody is having a sale, because it's explained this month, there's a sale. The Lord is having 50% sale. Please take some prasad before you go. So in this month, the Lord is having a sale, 50%. Now he's having a 30-day sale. Okay. Now a lot of people have taken advantage of the sale. In the last 5 days, Krishna says, okay, the rest of the people that haven't taken advantage of the sale, guess what? 5% or 95%. We're going to bring down the price by 95%. So during these 5 days, it's Krishna's way of intensifying the whole the commitment of the devotees to get more and more mercy. It's also, there's different pastimes in relation to Bhishma, Lord Bhishma Dev. But generally explained, these last 5 days, it's Krishna's way to the final countdown. So it starts to warm up and then it gets hot, and then right at the end, okay, Krishna's really, before the month finishes, okay, take. And sometimes like that, some good customer come and the businessman says, okay, no, that's fine. Take free, don't worry. For you, free. You're a good client. Take. So Krishna is like that. He just wants to give mercy before the month finishes. So therefore the 5 days are very, very powerful. It's explained we should take the last 5 days, we should try to intensify, hearing more, chanting more, glorifying the Lord more, because the benefit is even far more greater during the last 5 days.